Armscore Rock Island Armory in this little box is a whole lot of awesome. Whoa! Whoa! This is a hand cannon.
2011 10mm.
Ooh, makes me feel like a man. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Concealed Carry channel. I'm Grant McLean. I have a awesome review for you today of the Armscore Rock Island Armory 10mm double stack 1911. In this little box is a whole lot of awesome, and we're going to touch base on that today. Before we jump into things, do want to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters. You guys are absolutely awesome. If you are a subscriber to the channel, do consider subscribing to our Patreon. It starts at $1, so we changed things around, being that different platforms, not going to name names, have demonetized Second Amendment channels or gun-friendly channels. So my channel, all the other channels that you subscribe to and follow, and do heavily consider jumping in and supporting them on Patreon, as they can use your support greatly right now. And I almost forgot to mention this. You'll also get exclusive content for what we call Beyond the Blue Shirt.
Yeah, let's do some shooting. That's so cool.
Things like, you know, we have the SIG 716 back here, AKs, Galeals, we have ARs, stuff like that. That's not like necessarily concealed carry related. And we do a quarterly giveaway. Our quarterly giveaways are awesome. They're always $200 or more. Prizes picked by yours truly. This quarter, we're going to be giving away a very sought after item. This is like the golden wrapper to the chocolate factory, the Custom Works FCU from 6 Hours, so you can build essentially your dream P320 with this FCU. We're going to be giving this away for the third quarter giveaway. The last 2 quarters we gave away some awesome stuff, including a Traeger grill, and we're just going to continue to keep doing these things, so make sure to check out that Patreon page. If you want to get a gun, visit nwarmory.com. The folks at Northwest Armory have supported the channel since day one, so visit them if you want to get a gun. You can have it shipped to your local FFL, or you can do an in-store pickup. Just let them know that Grant over the Concealed Carry channel sent you in, and of course they're going to take very good care of you. And if you do want to get some awesome reactive targets, visit xhunttargets.com. They make a sweet reactive precision target, designed and made here in the USA. Go to xhunttargets.com, order some of those up. I think you're going to like them very much. Now let's go ahead and jump into the unboxing portion. It's going to come to you in a nice little plastic case. You have a spot here where you can run a lock through it. And there she is. So inside the box, you have the gun, you have one magazine. Kind of a bummer. Not kind of a bummer. Yes, super bummer. The magazines aren't that expensive, but they're kind of hard to find right now. And, you know, this is, we're in July 2021, so everything's on back order, of course. Inside the box, you have your test fire round, you have a lock, and the manual. Pretty straightforward as far as that goes. No extra frills, no stickers. Let's set that aside and talk about the specs of this. So what we have here is a Armscore or Rock Island Armory. This comes as a double stack. This is a 10mm, 16 round. How freaking awesome is that? Well, it's 16 plus 1 is the capacity on this gun. They call this a 1911. I would definitely say this is more like a 2011. It's a heavy gun. You know, this gun weighs in empty at 3 pounds 4 ounces. My dog weighed less than this when he was born. Babies, some babies weigh less than this when they're, this thing is awesome. It's when you hand this to somebody that, whoa, and then they look at it like, oh, this is exactly what I want to shoot. This thing is going to be sweet. I don't know if it's going to rip my arm off or if it's just going to sit flat and go bang, 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 you know, because it's so monstrously heavy. And, I mean, the girth, you know, this thing is a freaking wide gun. Wide gun. Okay, again, 10 mil, 16 plus 1 mag. Kind of unfortunate. The barrel on this is 5.5 inches. This is a super long barrel. Now, that's including the threading, so that makes sense. They do make some double stack 1911s, 2011s, where the barrel, you know, is flush with the slide there, and that's going to be 5 inches. So this is just going to add on another half inch for the threads. It does have the checkering on the thread protector there, so it's really easy to manipulate that and get a hold of it if you want to take that off. The overall length is 9.25 inches. The height of this is 5.5 inches, so nothing abnormal as far as full-size guns or 1911s go, in my opinion. And then the width is 1.6 inches. And MSRP, I almost forgot to say, $900. I could probably recycle this steel for more than $900, let alone make a gun. Come on, man. I mean, seriously. What a freaking bargain. Let's go ahead and jump into the range review of this gun. So this was the first time that I've shot this gun. I was very excited to take it to the range and get some rounds down through it. And 10 mils was a little hard to find, so I didn't get a whole lot of practice with the gun. What we do here is, if you've never seen this before, is we do 5 shots in 2 seconds at 3, 5, 7, 10 yards. So this is to be a rapid shot type of thing, as if you were to have to use this gun in a defensive situation. The 3-yard group is 1.6 inches. You can actually see 2 shots right on top of each other there. Out of a 10 mil, which traditionally has a lot more muzzle flip and felt recoil, this is such a smooth gun. I mean, God, I really enjoyed shooting this gun, and I can't wait to put the compensator on it because it's going to make it even better. The 5-yard was a 2-inch group there. You can see, again, another couple bullets almost right on top of each other. The 7-yard, 2.4 inches, so 21 feet, 7 yards. This is a group about the half the size of my fist. And then the 10 yards, this one got away from me. I'm going to totally own up to that. And 10 yards, 5.1 inch. Now, to give you an idea, these ovals here are 6 inches by 8 inches. So these ovals are they're going to be smaller than most of your steel silhouettes. So I'm not terribly unhappy with that, but I know that it's just going to get better with time, the more practice I get. Let's talk about some of the pros, cons, things that I would consider if I was looking at buying this gun, which, by the way, this is mine, and it's going to find a spot up on the gun wall. I have to reorganize this thing. Things that I would consider if I were someone looking for this. I'll just tell you what the heck led me to get this, being, I already had the P220 Legion, another really nice gun. As you can see, the P220 is no longer up here. This is going up there. I love the P220. Loved it. If you're looking for that platform and you're okay with a single stack, I would say that is a fantastic option. But you also have a bunch of other, 10 millimeters out there. The Dan Wesson, you guys know I love me some Dan Wesson. They make a fantastic 10 millimeter single stack 1911. The Springfield TRP is probably the most popular 1911 10 mil platform that I've seen. There's also the Colt Delta. Those are all single stacks. The P220 single stack. Then you go into the double stacks and you have like the XDM, you have the Glock. Those are probably your more popular 10 mils. And I did almost buy a Glock 40, and I probably still will because that thing is so freaking monstrous. The barrel on it's like, the gun is just huge. It is a very cool looking gun. But polymer frame. I wanted to stick with a metal frame because I love the 220. I love the weight of it. So I went down the rabbit hole. Who makes one? There's like very few options for double stack 10 mils, but I wanted something more modern, and I definitely wanted the threaded barrel. And this is what I found. Let's talk about this gun going from top to bottom. So first thing up top here, we have the sights. These are not raised sights. I don't care that they are. The gun is not cut for a red dot anyways. It is a fiber optic red sight. I do like it how it has the little guard on top there, and it's easy to pick up. The rear sight is also a dovetail. Now this is adjustable. These are metal sights as well, and you have a 2-dot rear sight. So being that you have 2 white dots in the back and a red dot in the front, it's easy to go ahead and center that up. I do like those a lot, and adjusting those was fairly simple. I did notice from the factory the rear sight was pushed to the left a little bit more. It wasn't quite as centered. That's an easy fix, especially because you can actually adjust the sight, so you don't even need a pusher tool. If you do have one, even better. Sights, like them, nothing too special. They're not tritium, but what to expect for a gun that's, you know, $900. Going into the slide, I do like the front serrations on the slide very much, the rear serrations as well. There is no frills when it comes to this slide. I probably will do some mods to the slide. I don't know if I'm going to do some window cuts, but I might do some updating and styling through Haynes Customs. Haynes Customs was doing these 10 mils. They do other Rock Island 1911s. They do the 9 mils and the 45s. They say on their website only, and I think it was more so for internals. But I did get a hold of them, and I kind of sweet talked them a little bit about doing some machining on the slide and just adding some styling cues that I like. And it didn't seem like they had any problems in doing that. But when it came to the internals, they're like, no, we just do the 45s and 9s. Okay, cool. That's all I wanted. The front serrations, very easy to get a hold of. I'll probably add some more front serrations back there a little bit further, and maybe a window cut, we'll see. But the weight on this spring is fairly heavy, but that's to be expected from any 10 mil, so that wasn't a surprise to me. If you do have weak wrists or anything like that, this is probably a gun that I would steer clear from. If you have a kind of a weak wrist, but you still enjoy going outdoors and hunting, and you want to have the protection of a caliber like this, I would say, hey, maybe you need to consider one of the 10 millimeter revolvers, something you don't have to rack a slide back with. Let's talk about this barrel. Holy smokes, look at that thing, you guys. 5.5 inches of awesome, just hanging out there. The threaded barrel, like I said, that thread protector is very easy to take off. There is some nice crowning at the end of this barrel. Looks good. You're going to see that on higher end 1911s as well. So you have some crowning there. Ooh, thread protector goes forever. So you'll see that. Looks good. Nice. A compensator on this thing. I already love shooting it as is. That just, 1, look even cooler, and 2, it's going to shoot even flatter. Let's go into the controls here real quick. You do have kind of that semi-curved face trigger. It does have some nice serrations in there. It's skeletonized. It looks fantastic. There is some adjustment to that trigger. Trigger pull on this, you're looking at about 4 to 6 pounds from Rock Island, and you'll see that actually on their spec sheet. This trigger here is at about 4.5 pounds. So it's on the lower end of that, and it is a great feeling trigger. I really can't say anything bad about it. And here's the thing is I don't have a whole lot of rounds through this. Kind of getting some rounds down range with it, because the very first time the gun's been shot, I was able to get 1 box of 10 mil. That's 50 rounds. As this gun goes through its paces and gets to that 500 rounds or so, I am so excited to see how much better and smoother everything gets on this gun. Let's go ahead and do some trigger pulls on this. You have a very small amount of take up, like you will find on most 1911s, about 1/16 of an inch or less. You're right at that wall, and then it's just a crisp trigger break. Oh yeah. Rock Island's going to tell you 4 to 6 pounds. This is about 4.5 pound trigger. The reset is just as good. Nice, positive, very apparent that it's reset. It kicks your finger out just a little bit. You get a nice positive click to that as well. Again, oof. Beautiful. Oh yeah, you can hear that. Totally dig the trigger. Love it. Can't wait to see how much better it gets. Going into the rest of the controls, you have an ambidextrous safety, which is kind of nice. It is nicely smoothed out on that safety. There's no sharp edges that I'm feeling on there. With the hammer, you have a nice combat style skeletonized hammer. Looks really good, functions very well, easy to manipulate. The rear palm safety and beaver tail looks nice. It's finished off well. It's fitted very nicely. Takes up surface area in the webbing of your hand very well, as most 1911s. Very ergonomic. Big fan of that. The slide lock release lever is way out of reach for me because my hands are not very large. I have medium-sized hands. If you have medium or smaller sized hands and you've handled 1911s, you're going to be pretty used to this, where you have to pretty much switch the angle of your hand to hit that if you're going to do it one-handed. But majority of 1911s, you're going to be hitting that slide lock release there with your support thumb right there. It is fairly stiff. That spring is pretty strong. It's pretty heavy. So don't beat yourself up on it if it's like, oh man, that's pretty stiff. Let's talk about the frame here. So this frame is cool because you can see the rail goes all the way to the end of the slide. And you're not going to see that with many 1911 platforms out there. That's more of a competitive thing, a competition gun thing, that you're going to see the rail go all the way out to the end. And you have the pick rail there, so you're going to be able to attach all sorts of accessories to this thing. I'll probably end up doing like an X300 on there. Just kind of deck this out in kind of a cool 1911, 2011, 10 mil Roland special type of thing. Let's go ahead and transition back into the grip. You have some front serrations on that front strap, but I do wish they would have done the checkering on the back strap to match the front. I really like checkering on the front of my 1911s. I do wish that this had it. I think that this is going to work for 99% of people just fine. But for the folks who are a little more particular like I am about their 1911s or their handguns, I'm going to get that done. You have G10 grips from the factory. That's pretty freaking cool. They're a little fat towards the back, and up front they thin out nicely. They give you a nice feel. They're not super tacky. I would like them to be a little bit more tacky, so maybe I'll see if that guy can even do some little bit of checkering on those grips at the same time while he's messing around with the rest of it. Being that this gun is fairly inexpensive too, so the MSRP is $8.99. I didn't pick this up for $8.99, and I didn't get a discount either. The gun shop I found it at actually had it in like the $770 range. So with that being said, getting the checkering done, getting the serrations and the slide work done that I want to, I mean, all in, I'm probably still going to be sub $1,500, and that's probably even after getting it coated and the comp. And I'm going to have a gun that like no one else actually has, which is pretty freaking sweet. Going into the mag release here, like most 1911s, it's a little out of reach for me in my natural firing grip there, but if I move my thumb a little bit more forward, I have no problem depressing that, and the mag falls out freely. Whoop. That magazine release sticks out for a nice positive purchase and manipulation. There's some serrations on there too, so you get a nice grip on your thumb. Going down to the bottom here, you have the magwell. The magwell is removable. I will probably never do that because I think that it complements the gun so well. This thing is a big gun. It's a hand cannon. You got to embrace that about it. If the magwell wasn't there, I probably wouldn't even notice, being that my hand just like doesn't even make it down to it. But for those of you who have bigger hands, yeah, it has a step here to help keep your hand higher in the pistol. Freaking sweet. As far as fit and finish, the magwell, the fit and finish is fine. There's no real frills about it. There is some fitment that could be a little bit more refined, but at the same time, comes down to price. Again, I wouldn't expect that the fit would be perfect for that price range. I think anybody in the price range of this gun, that's not even going to be something they notice. But, if you're someone like me who sees a lot of guns and a lot of high-end guns, yeah, you can look at this stuff with a microscope. The fit and finish of the magazine into the magwell and how it sits, you can see it fits really well. It looks really good. I like it a lot. no complaints as far as that goes. Like I said, the only thing I was really bummed about with the gun is you get one mag, but they're like 25 to 30 bucks. Finding them right now, yeah, you might have to put them on back order, but I don't feel that this gun is gonna be someone's first gun. I don't know that there's a whole lot of people that are going, oh, for my first gun, I want a 10 millimeter, 3-pound empty gun. In my opinion, if you had to put a magazine or two on back order, you probably have something else that you can carry with you. If you get a chance to shoot one of these, take that chance. It is such a great shooting gun, and I think if you've maybe had not the most pleasant experience from shooting a 10 mil, maybe you shot like a Glock 29 and you're like, oh, I don't like 10 mils, and you come across one of these at like your local range or something like that, definitely take advantage and go shoot that gun. It's going to put a big smile on your face and kind of build more confidence in that 10 mil again. If this is something that is right down your alley, the second you see one in store or find one online, buy it. Buy it right away, because it will be gone the next time you open your phone to that web page and go, let me think about it. You're not going to regret it, because this thing is freaking sweet. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on the Concealed Carry channel, checking out my review on the Rock Island 1911 2011 10 mil double stack. What a great gun. What a great gun for the money. Like I said, my SIG P220 Legion, which is over twice as expensive as this, is no longer on the gun rack. That one went bye-bye to make room for this. So that'll tell you right there my opinion on it. Make sure that you check out our Patreon. Our Patreon subscription starts at $1. We don't get the whole dollar, but every little bit helps. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure to support your other Second Amendment channels that you're a fan of. Check out their Patreons, because they can use all the help as well. Like I said earlier, our quarterly giveaway for this quarter is going to be this P320 FCU from the Custom Works shop over at SIG. So this can be a great start to a custom SIG you've been wanting to build. If you do want to get a gun like this or whatever it might be, visit nwarmory.com. You can order the gun, have it shipped to your local FFL, or do an in-store pickup. Let them know that Grant over the Concealed Carry channel sent you in. It's greatly appreciated. I'm sure they'd love to hear it. And if you do want to get some awesome reactive targets, visit xhunttargets.com. They're great. I use them. Can't say enough good things about them. So anyways, thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time here on the Concealed Carry channel for another awesome review. This is such a cool gun. I don't know that there's anything else on the market that's like this, which does make this gun so freaking cool. Plus, it's made in the Philippines. Like half of me. Yeah, super cool. That grip will make somebody jealous. Maybe even a little nervous. So maybe you can have one of your friends, rack the slide for you before you get out of the truck or something, Up on the gun wall, I have to reorganize this thing. It's getting out of hand in a good way. I mean, the girth, kind of funky is it? Yeah, this thing is a freaking wide gun. Okay. I shouldn't have said girth on here. Oh, God. What did I do?